Today I'm going to be showing you how to tune your wotbox and make it work as best as it possibly can. What you're going to need is you're going to need your wotbox, the cable which connects to your computer, a PC because the software does not work with Macs, and the wotbox software and the drivers which go for the program. An important note is you don't want to tune your wotbox while the car is running because first off it may not work. I haven't done it yet because I don't want to try. That little box controls your ignition coil packs. So if it's running and something goes wrong, your car could backfire or misfire, or the timing could be really off and it could blow your engine up. So keep it off, and that's when you want to tune it. You want to select your COM port, which you have the USB connected to. Once you have your COM selected, you want to click Load Firmware if you're loading it up for the first time, and then it'll spit out basically the defaults which are on the box. But in my case, I'm going to click Read because I already have everything set. So as you see, I have 4,300 RPMs, and my TPS threshold, which is the throttle position sensor, is set at 2.65 volts because mine is a little bit touchy, and that may be your case as well. I have my wotbox wired into the fuel injectors to calibrate the RPMs, which would be right here. Basically, to test out if it's working or not, you want to click Read again, and it'll spit out the labels right there, the clutch and the throttle position sensor voltage. So to test it, floor your gas pedal and click Read. As you see, it increased to 3.77. You want to click Read again and go back down. Do that again, and that shows your voltage levels. Next, you want to floor the clutch. That shows that it's down. Yeah, and just keep repeating that. Then you want to choose your settings. I like 4,300 for consistent launches with my tires. It has to be hot outside for that RPM though. And to get the TPS threshold, which is optimal, you want to put your gas pedal about halfway, and then just a tick more, and then you want to click on Read. Now, you may need to load up firmware version 3.2 rather than the current software because there are some issues with the newest software and the 2005 to 2009 Mustangs. Basically, when you load up the firmware of 4.2, or 4.1 I believe it is actually, onto your wotbox, the car, it'll idle, but then when the RPMs drop down to your set RPM, the car will stall and it won't work. So sadly with this software, the rev limiter is disabled, and it's not as good, but it works, which is the important part. Once you have everything chosen and all of your settings done, you want to click Write, and it'll say that little message right there. Click Enter, and your wotbox is programmed. Let's test it out. Using your wotbox, you really want your engine in optimal health. You want to have pretty new oil because of what it's going to be doing. You don't want to be running cheap gas because that can cause some issues dealing with pre-ignition. You don't want to do it in a closed garage like I am, because if you run no cats, you're going to fume up your garage and it'll smell like shit and you'll barely be able to breathe. You want to have your car at operating temperature. You would have more fuel than I do, and you want the RPMs to be stable. Good thing to do before testing out two-step is to test the no-lift shift. So basically what you want to do is you want to floor the gas and quickly step on the clutch so it stutters. You don't want to do it too fast so that it stalls out your car, but basically I'll show you what you want to do. So floor it and then clutch. Just like that, and that shows that it's working. After you do that, you want to let it idle for just a little bit because the timing needs to get back in sequence and the car needs to reset everything. So let it idle for about 30 seconds and it'll all be good. Okay, now that it's time to test out the two-step feature on your wotbox, what you want to do is you want to floor the clutch. You want to have it all the way to the floor because in the 05 to 09 Mustangs, our clutch sensor or cruise control switch is very picky. So if you have it on the ground, like on the floor, but it's not down there all the way with enough pressure, two-step might not work. If you have it like a quarter of the way down or 3/4 of the way down, it's definitely not going to work. So you want to have it all the way to the floor, and then you want to quickly step on the gas. So let's see how it works and hope that it works. Clutch in, quickly give it gas. And it works, and it works really, really well. That was 4,800 RPMs, and it sounds gorgeous. That's it. That's all you got to do to program it. I'm going to give you a nice outside the car shot and show you how it sounds and if it possibly shoots any flames. So we'll see. All right, let's do this. Hopefully we got some flames. All right, see ya.